All right, let's talk about one of the most financially wild decades of your life, your 30s. But hey, don't sweat it. We're going to break down a really simple psychological trick to help you get a handle on it. So, how do you master this thing? Let's dive in.
So, does this sound familiar? You're making more money than you ever have before. You feel like you should be on top of things, but your bank account is telling a completely different story. Why on earth does this decade feel like a total financial free for all?
Well, it's because you're smack in the middle of what we're going to call the financial piñata. And honestly, this metaphor just perfectly captures the crazy pressures of this time in your life.
I mean, think about it, right? A piñata gets walked from all sides. Everyone's trying to get a piece of the candy inside. That is literally your bank account in your 30s. It's not one big thing, it's a dozen different demands, all swinging at your money at the same time.
And these things, they don't exactly line up politely and wait their turn. Nope. You've got kids, which is a constant flow of expenses. You might have a mortgage, this huge long-term thing. Maybe your parents are starting to need a little help. And even the good stuff, like getting ahead in your career, can cost money. Every single one is pulling you in a different direction.
And, feeling pulled apart like this isn't just stressful, it can be incredibly expensive. In the middle of all that chaos, it is so easy to make one tiny mistake, one little misswing that ends up having a massive hidden cost.
And the secret to understanding this hidden cost? Well, it all comes down to this deceptively simple idea, the 0.5% difference. I know, it sounds like nothing, right? Almost meaningless. But this is where the devil is really in the details. Okay, so picture this. You're juggling everything, life is nuts, and maybe you miss a credit card payment, or you just carry a higher balance for a couple of months. Your credit score takes a tiny little hit. So, the next time you go for a big loan, the lender bumps up your interest rate by just 0.5%. It's the kind of thing most of us wouldn't even blink at. And here's the punchline. That tiny, almost invisible 0.5% difference on a standard 30-year mortgage, that can cost you an extra $50,000. $50,000. That's the price of one little slip-up when you're getting beaten around by the financial piñata.
So, how do you defend yourself against this? How do you build a shield when you're being pulled in a million directions? You need to build something we're going to call lifestyle inflation immunity. Think of it as a psychological superpower for your money. This quote absolutely nails the problem. The second we get more money, like from a raise, our brain's default setting is to immediately figure out how to spend it. A nicer car, a bigger place, eating out more. It's just human nature. The trick is to be smarter than your own brain. And this is how you fight back. Lifestyle inflation immunity. The rule is dead simple. Every single time you get a raise, you automatically, and that's the key word, automatically, send at least half of that new money straight into your investments. You're setting up a system that beats your spending impulse to the punch. Here's the playbook. It's just 3 easy steps. 1, you get a raise. Awesome. 2, before you even think about it, you decide 50% is for you to enjoy right now, and 50% is for future you. And 3, this is the most important part. You automate it. Set up that reoccurring transfer so the money's gone before you ever get a chance to get used to it. So let's tie this all together, shall we? This isn't about some crazy complicated budget or never having fun. It's about having a simple, powerful master plan to finally take control of the piñata instead of letting it control you. So what's the plan? It's these 3 core ideas. First, just admit what's happening. Call it the financial piñata. Just knowing what you're up against is a huge step. Second, respect the math. Remember that a tiny, tiny percentage can have a $50,000 impact. And third, build your immunity. Automate half of every raise you get. That's it. That's the whole plan. So let's end on this, because this isn't just some abstract idea. A raise, a bonus, a new job, it's probably coming sooner than you think. The real question is, when it gets here, what are you going to do? You know the stakes now, and you've got a simple plan. The ball's in your court.